Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Recruitment's another event. I am Lakshya, and I lead business at Recorem. At Recorem, we basically help Web3 companies hire talent through exclusive untapped talent pools, where our AI-powered matching engine helps them filter, screen, and reward talent very easily. With that, we have today a new start where we are bringing in a series of companies who would be, talking about what they're currently doing, what they're currently offering, as well as what are their future projections in the coming year uh, with respect to Web3 and their industry. With that, today we have a speaker called Sanket. He represents Quill Audits. And let's hear from him on what Quill Audits up to, what has been Quill Audits doing, and will be offering in the coming few months. So let's have Sanket on the screen.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hey, hi Sanket, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
I hope you can hear me properly, correct?
Yes, I can. Perfectly.
Amazing, amazing. So Sanket, how have you been? Where are you from?
I'm from Gurgaon. I've been
Okay,
well. Yep.
okay, okay. That's amazing. So why don't you tell us about how did you enter the space? Okay, what
Yeah.
have you been doing in the space, and what is your role at Pilotics?
Okay, sure. So I entered this space back in 2020 when I got an opportunity with Quill Audits, right?
Okay,
And my job was as a project manager, and I
okay,
was managing multiple projects leading up to $150,000 at a
okay,
time. And um, then I started progressing in this field, delved here and there with content, with cybersecurity, with different techniques and best practices. And then I left Quill Audits for a brief period, and then I joined back again. And certainly, I can vouch for the fact that Quill Audits has given me space to blossom, and the culture has allowed me to use cultivate my talents and use my skills to the maximum and to the fullest possible.
No, definitely amazing. I know Pritam. I have been working with your team since like a couple of months. The team is amazing. Nidama and everyone there who has been Devendra is there. You
Yeah.
know, amazing team. Okay, definitely. I hope the culture is also great. That's what I guess brought you back as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, and why don't you tell us how did you enter the space? Like, was there like something fascinating that made you come to the space, or some project you were working on? Like,
Mm.
how did you enter the space?
Okay, for sure. So I was working on a couple of projects for a few hackathons,
Okay.
and then suddenly in 2020, I remain NFTs were also on the rise. So
Right.
with a relative, it's an interesting story. I had invested in Bitcoin rather early,
Okay.
uh, when I was still in school, right? And suddenly the prices grew, and I didn't research properly, and even though I had a lot of funds on my hand, without researching, I started diversifying my portfolio, and
Right.
probably into the wrong funds and into the wrong assets.
Yeah.
And some of the most cliched stories go, I also lost a lot of funds.
Okay.
And alongside, I was also exploring the ecosystem. It was rather
Right.
early for me as well, and I met a few good people, Preetham being one of them. And we talked, and he gave me the opportunity to handle projects for him. And I found the projects rather interesting and very similar to what I was building before meeting Preetham as well,
Okay.
or joining Quill Audits as well. So sort of intrigued me the sort of projects that were coming, and suddenly these wave of hacks in web 2 were also going on, Air
Okay.
India, so, and all these data leaks were going on. And there was a lot of buzz around how in web 2 projects are hacked for data, and in web 3 projects are hacked for money and funds,
Huh.
because in web 3 the funds lie in the code, right?
Correct. Correct.
So that correlation always fascinated me as well, that how in web 3, even though blockchain is the most secure database or technology as we call it, but still the hacks are mounting to such a high value
Correct.
funds.
Right.
So
Right.
that was also a fascination that drew me towards working with Quill Audits. Yeah.
No worries. That's amazing. Like that, I guess it's a use case for like a lot of people where you see day-to-day activities which actually push you to build things which can be a solution to a lot of people, right? And I guess that is where Quill Audits also comes in. Like as much as I understand, you help other companies, audit their smart contracts so that they become, implementation and execution ready, right? So why don't you tell me in detail about uh, what is Quill Hash or what is Quill Audits,
Sure.
okay, and what has the company for its customers and how it should up like let's start with that, then we'll go ahead.
So, so basically, as you correctly mentioned, Quill Audits is a smart contract auditing firm. I'll
Okay.
draw a very simple analogy to Web 2, right? In Web 2, you have huge companies, right? And their books are audited by external auditors like PwC, Deloitte, these big companies, right? The big four, KPMG, etc. And I think most people would have heard of this. So in Web 3, what happens is the money lies in the code, right?
Yeah.
So we need to audit the code to understand or to help the protocols safeguard the investors' funds. Uh,
Correct.
so that because see, blockchain being the most secure technology, one thing that people have to understand is smart contracts are basically empower applications that are being built on the blockchain being used as a database, right?
Okay.
So this code that we call smart contract is written by humans, and humans can make mistakes while writing,
Yeah.
right? And even though we have best practices, it never hurts to get an external opinion on things, and that is what exactly firms in Web 2 also do before they file. They file their transactions, or that is the reason that they have external auditors coming in to check their books, right? So that's what we do in Web3. We check for the code to help the protocol safeguard or protect against hacks, which the hackers exploit vulnerabilities that are left by poorly written code or negligence, or sometimes even though you are an excellent coder, there are some
Yeah.
things that you leave out, right? So
Right.
for example, in the Binance bridge hack, right? So it's a very small thing that they left out. It's a single line of code that led to around $576 million being lost. So I mean, auditing always helps.
Okay, okay, that's pretty amazing. Like to put it in simple terms. Okay, where I guess most of the companies work around uh, in the blockchain space with smart contracts only because those are like licensing. In somewhat, if we try to make it a document that makes it more valid or legal per se, correct? And keeping that in mind, okay, why don't you tell me about what currently is Quill is working upon, what are they building. Okay, if you have a demo or something which you are, interested to show, we are also open to that. Okay, and you can take your time, 2 to 5 minutes to present whatever you think, should be there, and you can go ahead.
Okay, sure. So basically, I'll give the demo. We do have something in our bags, but basically, we're working on three different aspects, right?
Okay.
We are working on our services, which are the smart contract auditing services. Number two, we feel that the world's become a very open place, right? And blockchain is all about transparency. So we also want to educate new auditors and build a community of auditors, right?
Okay.
Wherein more auditors come in and there's more awareness about cybersecurity, and more projects are implementing cybersecurity protocols while they're building, because
Correct.
protocols often ignore the cybersecurity part of things. They just keep on building, and once they raise funds, or at a very later stage when things become immutable, they feel the need for cybersecurity, and by then it's probably too late.
Right.
That's what the investors feel as well after getting wrecked. But that is why we are building a Quill Audits Academy, in which,
Oh, wow.
yes, yes. So the Quill Audits Academy has a few different components, in which all are basically learning applications, in which we are training new and upcoming auditors. And some of the best people are being trained at the Quill Audits Academy to become excellent auditors. And we do hope that in the future, these people go out to huge companies and the best of protocols and help them secure the investors' funds.
No,
And number
definitely, why not?
and number three, we're building a suite of products. One such product that we've already launched is Quill Check, which is a rug pull detector. I'll give you the demo for the Rugpull detector, which is Quill Check, and we can also briefly go through the Quill Audits Academy. Yeah,
Definitely, why not? Please go ahead.
yeah. Just share my screen. Yeah. Mhm. Just let me know when my screen is visible. I think you're on mute. Hello. Is my screen visible? I can't hear you. Lakshay, I can't. I mean, you're not audible. Hello. Lakshay, you're not audible. I'm sorry. Hello.
Right. Hi. We can start again. Not a big deal.
We'll start from the beginning.
Okay. Sangeet, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, you can share your
But there's
screen and
some
we can
lag.
go ahead.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Just let me know when my screen is visible.
It is visible. You can go ahead.
Okay, perfect. So, in the last year, according to various reports, um, you can see, right, there were 243 instances of Rakul scams resulting in $400 to
Right.
$25 million of loss. And some also
Right.
say that the FTX hack was also a rug pull, landing to about $500 million loss. So, but that's just speculation. Nobody actually knows. But it's
Okay.
speculated to be a rug pull. So, what happens is you just copy the contract address of any token that is on Ethereum, right? And currently, this tool only works for ERC20 tokens based on
Okay.
Ethereum, Binance, and Polygon, right?
Okay.
ERC and BSC tokens, right? So you
Okay.
go to Etherscan or any of the Polygon scan or BSC scan, then you choose any token that is an ERC or BEP20 token, or right, and then you just copy the contract address, and then in the token address bar, you just simply paste it, right?
Okay.
And you can check. And this gives you a suggestive warning based on multiple different checks whether there is a probability of a rug pull associated with the token whose address you've pasted, right? And you
Right.
can see that there are multiple code checks, there are owner and dev related checks, there are holders checks, and there are liquidity checks as well, right?
Okay. Okay.
So we also have different information around that particular contract address given on the left side, and you can actually click on these links to go and check these information. And if you feel that the result shown is not accurate, so then you can click on no, and we will give you an opportunity to tell us why you feel that the result is not accurate, and based on that, we will also update, our results if we feel that your reasoning is correct. So that is the rug pull detector tool, which is named as Quill Check, um,
Amazing.
right? Yeah. And now what we can do is we can just explore the academy really quickly as well. So this is the Quill Audits Academy,
Oh,
right?
amazing.
Currently, yeah. So basically, this is our auditing cohort or our auditing fellowship, in which we select very few people, right? And industry, and we teach them the best practices of cybersecurity, and some of the best solidity code auditors come to teach them these skills, and this goes on for 3 to 4 weeks. It's free of cost, and we're just doing this to enhance or build on to the community of auditors.
Right.
We also have CTF challenges, capture the flag challenges, that
Okay.
allow for developers who already know the basics of auditing to further build on to their skills. And these challenges and their participation is also free. And currently, we've had more than 600 participants in the past 2 months, with 10
Okay.
plus challenges launched. So these
Oh,
are some
amazing.
testimonials that we've had for the CTF and the auditing fellowship. Then, if you want, if you're a learner or a developer, or just an enthusiast, and you want the latest updates, because we'll be launching soon, launching a bug bounty and auditing contests and hackathons also. So if you want the latest updates, subscribe. Or if you want to sponsor our events, or be a part of the Quill Audits Academy, Quill Academy initiative,
Right.
then you can probably partner with us as well.
Oh,
uh,
this is amazing.
yes,
Okay.
and we also have a think tank. So basically, we believe that the technology is still new, and
Right.
somebody needs to sort of lead the revolution in blockchain cybersecurity. And we feel that with the help of the best cybersecurity researchers, we can do that. Because as you saw that we are creating QuillCheck, we're also
Correct.
creating a bunch of other tools as well to
Right.
help enhance the cybersecurity for investors, for projects, for developers, for the entire ecosystem. So
Okay.
we also post mortem reports on hacks, basically analyzing how the hacks happen. We recreate the hacks, how the hacker thought, and we do a lot of forensic analysis, and delve into OSINT, which is open source intelligence,
Okay.
and that is what goes into the think tank. Like this partnership with Recorem, we've also been doing a lot of Twitter AMAs with a lot of other organizations to spread awareness about Web3, careers in Web3, cyber security in Web3,
Right.
and all these, gaming in the metaverse. So we do have a lot of such AMAs and workshops as well.
Okay.
So this is the Quill Academy, and we'll be launching a lot of new features pretty soon as well. Yeah.
Oh, this is super great. This is super great. So, like, again, I feel like Quill Audits is certainly trying to educate people around what is actually going on in cybersecurity, as well as what is smart contract auditing. And I
Hmm.
really think that's a very good initiative to start with. Okay, so yeah, like kudos to the Quill Audits team, and definitely uh, all the processes that you guys are bringing
Hmm.
in are of great interest to the current youth as well. I think because everyone wants to get in this space, but they don't know what to do, how to do it, right? So definitely do that. But going ahead, so Saket, what do you think is coming for Pilots in 2023 or ahead? Like, what are your future goals? Okay,
Hmm.
what are you guys thinking to actually become? Okay,
Hmm.
and what do you think is like Quill Audit's position, or how do you place Quill Audits 1 year down the line?
Sure. So basically, we're trying to expand our services globally. We have a majority of our clients based out of Asia and the US. So we are trying to penetrate deeper into these markets, and
Okay,
we are also trying to hire the best auditors and grow our community of auditors, right?
right,
So that the code we audit is absolutely bug free, and the
right,
investors' funds are really really safe. We're also building a lot of infra tools, right? You saw QuillCheck. QuillCheck is
yes,
basically for the
and
investors.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. we are building a lot of tools for developers as well, so that they can write better code as well.
Right.
Yes, right. And we're also going to expand on the academy. We'll be launching the P2P bug bounty soon, bounty hunting competitions soon, sorry. And we'll also be launching a lot of audit contests in collaboration with a lot of universities, with a lot of places, with a lot of communities with good Solidity developers and Rust developers. So that's the aim, to expand globally and to just double down on our learning initiatives
Right.
and building different infra tools.
Amazing. I guess like Pilots already has a lot of things
Yeah.
ready and to be executed in the year of 2023, and I hope it works out really well for whatever you guys are implementing, because these things are literally things which I guess, or I certainly feel are very necessary for the current development cycle that has come in the whole blockchain space, where people are trying to build things. Okay, I'm just not dive in for making money and chip out. Correct. So definitely things are looking very interesting for to me as well. I certainly hope if Recorem could be a part of any of the initiatives in a way where we can also put in our knowledge and effort to bring results and potentially growth towards what you guys are also trying to build.
Most certainly, Web3 is a very close knit community, and we always
Right.
like to partner with more people and bring more onboard more users onto Web3. And Web3 knows that it needs more users right now. So
Definitely.
we do hope for a long term partnership. Thank you.
So, Sangeet, any last statements you have which you think the audience should know about? Any of your learnings which you think you should put forward?
Yes, I think it's very important to take initiative.
Okay.
So one thing that I've learned through my journey at Quill Audits is basically, as long as you're taking initiative, uh,
Right.
good things are bound to happen, and that's the same
Yeah.
for cybersecurity in Web3, right?
Okay.
So as long as somebody is taking the charge for enhancing the community of good auditors like Quill Audits is doing, or like some other companies also doing, right, to expand their community, I feel that there will be new developments in cybersecurity. And some people tell me that what's the point of auditing code? You can just put it on open source and somebody will review the code, and they will publish the bugs and somebody will
Right.
update. But the thing is, when you look at the stats, we are not saying that audited code does not get hacked. But if you look at the stats of code that is unaudited, the projects that are unaudited, you see hacks like going up to $600 million worth of code
Okay.
funds being hacked. And when you
Yeah.
see code that has been audited and is being hacked, the max that you see is like 20 $25 million. And I am not saying that 20 $25 million are less. What I'm saying is that in comparison, contracts or projects that are being hacked, I mean, and they are unaudited, right? So the funds that are being hacked are way higher as well. So
Correct.
people who say that there is no need for an audit because everything is open source, so the result is in front of you, right?
Right.
You can see that when code does not get audited, what are the results? Protocols
Correct.
get hacked for millions and millions of dollars. So
Right. Right.
that's my 2 cents, that auditing is important, and especially if you are a DeFi protocol, it becomes even more important when investors are directly investing into your protocol.
Correct. No, no, this is totally amazing. Um, with that, thank you, Saket, for taking out your time. Okay, we had a great time knowing what it actually Cool Audits trying to build, and I personally, have been very, enthusiastic about what you guys are doing, because these are things which are actually very helpful to the whole audience, as we spoke earlier, right? And with that, Sanket, if you would think, like, is there anything you would want to tell the community, where you think like if people want to join your community, how should they approach you, or what should their step be to become a part of your community? Is there something you want to say, put light over there?
Yeah. So basically, we have a very open community and we have a very
Okay.
open culture. We
Okay.
love to share our knowledge with whoever is willing to learn, and
Okay.
we are very active on Telegram. We
Okay.
have a secure Telegram community. We also have a decent Twitter following. We're very active on Twitter and LinkedIn. So these three
Amazing.
places we are very active. We post daily, and we love to share our knowledge with so that we can have more users on board onto Web3.
Definitely, definitely. Okay. Thank you so much, Sanket, for coming in. Okay. I hope you had a good time. Um, and I definitely had a good time, knowing about what you guys are doing. So with that, we can get, end the session. Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you for having me, Lakshan. It was nice talking to you.
Thank you, Sanket.